Morning, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be finishing off a 24-inch creel. This one's I've already put an escape hatch in, which hasn't used any tie wraps or anything. I've just hooked it around the aqua mesh at the moment. It's in solid, and I've used these plastic fittings that are designed for the aqua mesh that we sell as well. So I've made this with the 10.5 gauge wire to make this 24-inch creel. So I've used some black, some yellow to make it a bit of contrast. And what we'll do is we'll insert some net. So this is going to be the eye. I've just cut this out. You can see it there. It's just a bit of net there. Cut it out. I've cut it to size. So I use roughly of this net. I use one mash per 1.5 inch square. So that's the net. That's the eye there, and I'll just clip it together, and then you'll get the tunnel. There's the other eye, and then this one's the bait bag, which is the same idea. Clip it together, and then we'll stick it in there as a bait bag. Okay, we'll get going. I'll clip in the ballast blocks first, and then I'll clip in the bait bag, sort of like a little triangle piece here, and that keeps the bait bag off the ground, stops it chafing. So we'll get on with finishing off this pot. So we've got the compressor, that's charged to about 100 psi. Change out the tools now, we'll put the Pro Clinch gun in. There's clips in it, so that's good. Here's the ballast blocks. Just some aqua mesh that I've bent. So we'll clip them. This customer, this is going to a customer. He wanted the two ballast blocks at each end because he's working in a lot of tide. So we'll clip it in. The one at the other end. Just make sure it's central. Put the little triangle for the bait bag in. In this creel I'll put it around the under the bridge because there's not a lot of room in it. So I'll put it here, put it central there, pop it in. Quite fiddly to pop in those. Get the brick in like this. Look, there's a trick to getting these in. It doesn't shut all the way. So what you get is some sort of podger bar. If you go like this, look, you put the handle up and you force it down. Then you can clip it. Pro Clinch gun's powerful, it'll pull it straight in. And this one I need to pick up at this angle. Same on the other side. Put your ballast, it's dense concrete. Same again, doesn't fit. Force it down. And that will not come out of there in a hurry. So this, we found as well that this also helps the eyes flush like that. The net on the eye chafes here, so what we do is we knock this eye in a bit. Use a rubber mallet so it doesn't damage the aqua mesh coating. There, and it gives it a nice sort of shape to the creel as well. Do the same on this one. Nice. Right, so the easiest thing to get in now is when you have access is to put the bait bag in. So we'll get working on the bait bag. So with the bait bag, I don't bother cutting off the end knots or unpicking them. I just leave them because it's not so important with the bait bag. With the eye it is. So clip it. We sell all these tools as well, so if you want to ask any questions about them, we know how they work and can advise you what's best to use. This is a 9/16 stainless steel hog ring. Then what we do now is we want to tie the bag at the bottom like that, so we'll just go get a bit of twine, cut a bit off, put a little stopper knot in the end of it, stops the twine coming out. Then I'll just burn the end because you don't get much access later on. These hot knives are good. So what you do is, I always start with beside the hog ring and then feed it through one at a time. There, and you just join it here, just put another little knot. Just put a little slip knot in. There. Pull it tight and then choke it with another knot. There. Then nothing fancy here. It's just a half hitch. It goes a couple of half hitches in here. Do that. Like that. So that's in there. Then we tie another half hitch around the back of the knot, and then a knot to choke down on. If you burn this knot straight away, because it's harder to do it when the net's up. So then we'll tie the top of the bait bag in just now. It's each to your own how you do it yourselves, but we found that this way works for us. Just tie a stopper knot again, same knot, burn the end. This will be the front reel here. So what I'll do is, you can see, put it through here like that. Slip knot again. Put it in like that. Choke the knot in again. It stops the bait bag sliding back and forth along this rail. So I'll put the hog rings towards the back of the creel, so when you're going in and out with your hands you don't touch that end. So what I do is I weave this twine in halfway along the bait bag. Like this. So about halfway. Then I'll tie it here, another couple of half hitches. So the twine's just basically a track for the bait bag at the moment. And just choke it in again with another knot. Like that. At the moment the bait bag can move about, so I just keep it still by hoggering it to each end. Let's get it stuck in there. And there we go, hoggering it here. And then another hoggering in the centre. And this allows you, when you're working out in the boat, to put your hand in like this and the bait bag doesn't move about at the back. Right, so now we just complete the rest of the bait bag, leaving it in and out. And then we use this bridge, this strengthening bridge, puts a lot of strength in the creel, and it also protects the bait bag loop. Here, so it goes up through the bridge. Then we'll leave that till later. That's that bit done. Now we want to put an eye in. Put an eye in. So same again, we'll clip the eye. Put more clips in here. They come in strips, they're taped together. Just load it like that, facing you. Make sure the spring doesn't come off. Put the bait bag up, get the meshes lined up as best you can. So then you get a long bit of twine, no point, don't make it too short or it just frustrates you at the end. It doesn't matter if it's too long because you can use the offcuts later on. And what I do is I always make sure on my right hand side I put it in just under the hog ring and then set it in the creel or the trap exactly the same place every time. Just weave it through. In this particular eye, you'll notice that I've picked the end knot out of all the netting, so there's no knot here, it's just a loop. And the reason I've done it in both ends is because I'm putting in a solid eye, a hook into this one, and it just looks better. Do that. Then I've got the long tails, keep them long, you'll need them long. And then what I do is I get a paint pen. And the one at the hinge you don't count, so you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there, mark it. There's six mesh along the top, and then this one there's 6 down as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then these paint marks tell you where the corners are when you're putting it into the pot. You get the hovering tool. I always put a staple in each of the corner loops here. It's important when you staple this in that you don't trap the twine as well. You don't put the staple through the twine, but it goes around it, or you will have problems when you try to tighten everything up. So just put the corners in. And you can see the other one. This one at the bottom is always hard to get in, so what you do is you take it down with your finger like that, take it to the outside of the pot. Like that. It's clipped in. Then this one, you've got to go inside the eye. So put it in, feed it in like that, take it round. And that's your eye in position. Now you want to tighten up all the twine. And now, if you pull it, it should all come tight. See, it went tight along this side, taut there. And if you pull this, you can see everything's gone tight. So that's what we wanted. So this looks like you want to try and tie the knot quite high up in the eye. So we tie it like that, a couple of half hitches, and then you can pull it tight at this stage. Sometimes it's going to be quite fiddly. It's not actually that bad. So just make sure everything's tight before you pull it all. So you can pull these two there, trap it with your thumb and pull this tight. So you got a knot there, and choke it in with another knot. Pull it all tight, and to finish it off, I just do a stopper knot on the back of each bit of twine. And then I choke it in with another hog ring behind the two small knots I've just tied. Like that. And that's your eye in position. So now you want to put the hoop in. So you want to roughly get it along the top. So get it in the middle, roughly. It doesn't need to be exact. Just work it in, but keep going the same way with the hoop. You don't want to be, I'm always taking it from the outside of the loop. Keep feeding it through. You don't want to miss one, because then you'll end up with a big hole in the middle of your entrance. Right, and then it can be a little bit tricky at the end here. Just keep trying to get all the eyes through, and then try and get that one, split the difference. That one through. Like that. Now you want to try and close the eye like that. Yeah. Eye closed. And you can see there's the entrance being formed, so you want to try and sort of space it out evenly so it doesn't look too bad there. Then we'll get some more twine. I just burn it a little bit back on the knot so it doesn't come out. Then you roughly want to get the knot somewhere here for tying the eye back in. So we take it, it's just a guesstimate, it doesn't really matter. So has it tight there. Just choke it in with another knot. It shouldn't come out anyway. Good. Same on the other side. Roughly find somewhere like that. It's not an exact science, but you do want the pot to look nice as well. Right, now what we'll do is we'll flip the pot around, pull the eye through the entrance. Something like that. Then we want to tighten this up now, get it, find a position for it. So what I'll do is I'll pull it so no net's trapped in the bottom here. make sure it's nice and taut. Pull it quite hard now, and then do a couple of half hitches here. So pull it tight. Half hitch here, and choke it with the knot. Like that. Right, so you want to try and do the same here, same height. So you want to try and get the eye in the position, so it doesn't look too bad there. There you go, that's one eye. It's in position, but it's important now that you clip the eye in last, because it gives you extra tension as well when you clip the net in. It gives you that extra bit more to really, it's tight at the moment, but this will really tighten it up. So what we'll do is, I always start, try and make sure that the diamonds of the net, the mash are straight. Take it to the edge. It's easier if you take it to the edge of your table, so you can get more of an angle there. I start at the bottom and work my way around clockwise. And you try not to actually hog ring. You don't puncture the cord, the twine itself. Grip it. Evenly spacing everything out, and turn it upside down. Same there. This is the easiest way to get them into the trap. And down the side, you've already done the two there, so you don't need to do them again. Then same again, clip it in under the knot. So that eye is in tight. Same again. I haven't got a pre-made eye, so I'll just make this one from scratch again. If you didn't catch it, just go through it. So that's that complete now. So the next thing to do now is put the lid on. So this is going to be the hauling end, so you get this where the strengthening is, the bridle's got to go on there. So the creel, when it comes over our boat, this will be what's facing you, so you want the lid to open out the way. So we'll get another lid. These are a custom made creel just now, so we'll need to shorten this one. This is our usual size, this lid, so we'll just cut it down a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll change over from the Pro Clinch gun to the cutting gear. It's important to wear your glasses when you're cutting the wire. Compressor kicking in. We want to cut down here. As easy as that. Right, so we'll put the door elastic on. Helps hold the door shut. So what we do is this is deliberate, the way that I've stapled with the aluminium clips. You put one around here so it doesn't chafe on the elastic, so there's not one there. Take it to roughly the end of your trap, cut it. Got a hook in, so you want the hook, so it's got to go that way, so you want it in there. Pop it around here, like that, then stick. And what we do here is we just tuck it through the mesh. This is the easiest way to do it. Tuck it through like that. Then on this table, I can lock the creel in here against that, so I can pull on it, get the Pro Clinch gun. So I'll put another clip in here to stop the hook moving around. And while I'm there, tie a door handle onto the hook so it's easy to pull with a glove. So I just use a bit of twine through this hole like that. Just put a knot in here. As close to the hook as you can get it. It's okay. Just tie it a little bit further back. And then so you can easily pull it with your glove. You just leave a hook there for now, it's okay. Now what we do is we'll tie the lid on. You could use tie wraps as well, or you can just use, well, what we do is we can take the offcuts of the twine, so we'll burn everything off here on this side. So we'll burn this twine here and here. With this horrible knot on the eye, you just tuck it inside the trap so nobody sees it. It doesn't catch anything. Then with the longer bits that we've cut off, if you tuck it, you'll see that there's a double piece of wire here. Don't put it around the double bit, because that'll just interfere with the door latch. Here's your hinge like that, tight top. Both of them with a knot, both ends, and then do each individual one with a knot. On a larger creel you could do 3 of these, but on a smaller one is sufficient. So go in here. hog around the back of the knots. And cut the and you just want to tidy up the whole trap now. Cut all the ends off. Any long pieces you can keep and reuse them for door hinges. Here's something I've forgotten to do. I forgot to tie the door. I'll fix that in a minute. Just ahead of myself there. Cut this bungee elastic off. Cut it right to the aluminium clip. Do the same on this side. Pull it like that and cut it onto the metal. And it just gives it a tidy, and they don't pull out. There's no reason to worry about that. So these small bits are just rubbish really, and the longer bit will keep. Yeah, so the way that it works is the door opens like that, and your bait bag is tightened by this, which is part of the door. So we'll take the hook out now, we've finished with that. So we'll just tie a barrel knot. So basically just put your finger along the line like that, 4 times round. 1, that's 2, 3, and on the 4th one it's actually 3. On the 4th one you just tuck it through there like that. See, and it gives you this sort of effect. And sort of twiddle it with your fingers, work the knot in. So you've still got enough room to put your hand in. Pull the elastic, pull it tight. Tie another choker knot in so it can't come through, so it can't pull out. And then when you shut your door, it goes tight. So you still plenty of room to get your hand in, a gloved hand, and then when you shut the door it pulls tight. So shut your door like that, everything will pull tight so the bait can't float around. And this hook is designed to hook into the aqua mesh as well. We sell these too. We sell everything to do with these creels or traps. So just tie the knot up there. And then this is the last one, I believe. So that is a 24-inch trap there. That's it all finished. Just go around it, check everything's being clipped. Go around all the entrances, make sure you've clipped everything. And then what you want to do on the hauling end, if you want to put these protection corners on, these yellow pieces for example, or the black ends, depending on what you want. This customer does actually want them on, so I'll show you how to put them on. They're not the easiest and they're not pretty to put on, but the easiest way I found is you put the creel or the trap down on its side, like that. You want to put the yellow protection on like that, but it's not going to be easy because this is quite a horrible clip there, so you've got to get all around that. So what I do is I stretch. So what I do is like a CPR move. Press down on it. Just sort of make it a bit more pliable. And then I stretch with this plumbing tool. Stretch the corner slightly. But the lighter colours, such as the yellow, if you hit them with a hammer and stuff, it does mark them. So just be careful if you're doing it for. So I use what was a white. So what you do is, if it's got a double piece like that, you have to put it in, twist it, the hook in as best you can like that. Then you have to break the corner bit in the back with a mallet, just to get it low. And then you whack it down like that with your thumb. And this is where you do not hit your hand here. I only put them on the hull again so that they don't damage the boat. Just corners. You can rope the creel as well. We supply all the rope for that too. There, that's the trap with the corners on. However, this guy would like some rope on his trap, so we'll. This is rope that we get designed for Blue Lobster Fishing. It's quite nice stuff. So we'll just put it in here, tie it on. This is our firm lay rope, so it's quite tough. You can open the strands up. You can splice it quite easily. Get the hot knife, cut it. Same again. In the strengthening. We'll just put that in there. That'll never come out. Tidy it up. Don't cut it too short. It's a good quality rope, this. It's a hard polished steel. Right, and then this customer wants some spinners on it. So we'll show you how we do it. So if this was you'll notice on the spinner there's two holes. There's a small hole and a larger hole. If this is attached to your back line, you put it in the small hole like that. I'll just tie a knot here, just for demonstration purposes like that. So that would be on your main line like that. Let's tie another knot behind it so it doesn't come off. You wouldn't tie another knot in here normally, but this is just what it's a demonstration. So there's your, coming off your back line where you maybe have 18 other pots. What you do is you pinch your rope like this, shove the spinner in. This is quite tough rope, but it will go, but you don't want it going in too easy either. Just work it in. As it's new rope, it's quite tough to get in. There you go. Now what we do is you don't want to tie any knots here. You just want, this is attached to your back rope, and this one will stay on the back rope all the time, doesn't come off. However, at the end of the season, if you want to, or you damage a creel and you want to take it off at sea quickly, we add a second one. And through the big hole, you just insert it like this. Then wrap it around the figure 8 part and pull it tight like that, and that will never come out ever. And there you go. Then at the end of the season, when you want to take your gear in, it's as simple as pushing this back, sliding it back, push that through like that, releasing and taking your gear out. That's it. But we'll leave this on because the customer wants these on like this. If you found this video useful at all, just give us a thumbs up and subscribe. See you soon.